During his recent visit to the Caucasus, the foreign minister of Kazakhstan has made statements that differ from Astana's official position, acknowledging the integrity of Georgia. The peacekeeping mission of the OSCE chairman surprised and confused many observers.
While in Tbilisi, Saudubayev said that Kazakhstan is not going to reconsider its position on the territorial integrity of Georgia. Interestingly, this position of Kazakh Foreign Affairs Minister contradicts the official one, as Kazakhstan holds neutrality due to its status of the OSCE's chair. In addition, Astana is a strategic partner of Moscow, which imposes certain obligations in foreign policies. Meanwhile, Ossetia's officials are commenting the new circumstances with caution. South Ossetia is not linked to the territorial integrity of the neighboring state of Georgia. If the OSCE recognizes the territorial integrity of one of its members, it is strictly the business of the OSCE.
Back in Astana, Kanat Saudubayev met with Russian Foreign Affairs Minister Sergei Lavrov, who arrived in Kazakhstan with an official visit. In the afternoon, the Russian minister met with the country's president, Nursultan Nazarbayev.
Diplomats spent more than an hour talking behind closed doors and then took part in the general meeting, again held without the presence of the mass media. Later, Sergei Lavrov said the ministers discussed the entire range of bilateral relations, including the interactions on the international arena, given that Russia is the chairman of the CIS and Kazakhstan is heading the OSCE.
A scandal that can affect senior officials is developing in one of the regions of the country. Businesswoman from Kazakhstan Olga Demenchuk believes that a relative of ex-governor of Karaganda region Nurlan Nigmatulin, who is now a deputy chairman of the ruling party Nur Otan, is avoiding criminal responsibility while prosecutors do nothing about it.
Olga Demenchuk, a businesswoman from central Kazakhstan, believes that being a relative of senior officials can help avoiding criminal liability. The woman was robbed last year, and while suspects were soon apprehended, the court quickly changed the status of one of them to a witness. Rustam Zenov's parents did not even try to conceal the reasons. Rustam Zenov's father, who became a witness, said that he is a relative of Nurlan Nigmatulin, who at that time was the region's governor. I believe this is the only reason why the case fell apart. Nurlan Nigmatulin is a well-known Kazakh official and party functionary, a governor in the past and now the vice president of the ruling party Nur Otan. This, however, was not enough to scare the stern businesswoman. She appealed to the prosecutor, claiming forgery and dishonest investigation during her trial.
The issue is not whether someone is someone else's relative, especially since the victim's appeal was and still is under control.
Prosecutor's office identified forged documents, but the criminal case against the police was not instigated. The trial is not over yet, but despite the prosecutor's new findings, the number of defendants has not increased.
On March 1st, 2010, 5 prophylactic clinics of Semey will be placed under the jurisdiction of the East Kazakhstan Region's Health Department. According to the new decree of the Healthcare Ministry, prophylactic clinics should be located exclusively in regional centers or in the major cities of Almaty and Astana. Semey, being a home to some 320,000 residents, became a part of the East Kazakhstan region 13 years ago. However, the status of the city was never properly defined, which allows for random social experiments.
Officials of Uсть-Kamenogorsk, the center of East Kazakhstan, will now run Semey's prophylactic clinics. This concerns Semey's doctors, as the recent healthcare reform made state employees eligible for additional bonuses for each treated patient.
Why my money should be managed by some other director from the regional center? That is not clear.
Human rights activist Alexander Guriev considers the healthcare minister's initiative may lead to a social upheaval. Despite the fact that Semey have long ceased to be a regional center, locals still cannot accept the loss of the status.
Denying the city everything that is on the regulation list is very, very unwise and may eventually lead to a major big problem for the government itself.
Representatives of the city health department say nothing will change except for the names of clinics. There will be no changes for patients, as they will still be treated in the same institutions. Nothing will be shut down. This is just a misunderstanding. The situation with the changes in Semey Healthcare Department will be clarified on March 1st, on the day the decree will be enacted.
An exhibition in Pavlodar allows visitors to see how compromises in art and everyday family life can result in quite a creative lifestyle. The next story has more.
Art is a family tradition. An exhibition of Chivtayev family works has opened in Pavlodar, and each member of the artistic dynasty was given some place. This exhibition is full of love, beauty and happiness. This is what we want the audience to see and experience. These masterpieces were created by the head of the family, who is also a professional welder. Stanislav Chivtayev's technique is called the assemblage. His steel constructions convey deep philosophy. This is a contemporary businesswoman, a cold iron maiden who lives strictly by the hour but still has some place for romance inside her heart. Perhaps the most significant exhibition work was done by the 10-year-old Masha. Art critics point out that children often see the world more openly and truthfully. Masha's works have been exhibited abroad. I have long dreamed about this exhibition, and when my mother said that it will be opened soon, I was happy to participate. While her husband is at work and Masha at school, Tatiana Chivtayeva spent her time in the studio. Delicate colors, elegance and femininity are her specialty. Nevertheless, she said that living in a creative family is not simple. We have been married for a while and have a child together. So we try to do our best, though it is very difficult to find compromises both in everyday life and art. This is the first similar exhibition in Pavlodar, presenting 3 different worlds in the same plane, but with a common ground symbolizing love for life, beauty and each other.
These were the latest updates from Kazakhstan. Thank you for being with us and goodbye.